Hello and welcome back to the FC25 Manchester City rebuild. When the last episode we made our first signing of Andrea Cambiasso, and teams around the world of football are making signings as well. Big sign, Dusan Vlahovic makes a €60 million move to Bayern Munich. We've got Babakar Kamara here making a €56 million move to Spurs. That's a bit of an interesting one because I think he's been really good for Villa, and Spurs haven't got any sort of European football. So that is an unexpected transfer in my eyes. More moves being made in the transfer market. Aston Villa have signed also a new fullback, Di Lorenzo, experienced player from Napoli. Young Fran Perez moves from Valencia to Bournemouth. Angel Correa moves to Brighton, €38 million. We are at realistic transfer opportunities, and those seem to be the ones. And also Vanaken has moved to Lazio. So we're looking actually at the third choice goalkeeper. As we know, the retirement of Scott Carson means we do need a third choice goalkeeper. We're not looking to bring anyone in that's expensive. We're looking at three free agents. And also we have to remember that in a 25-man squad here that we're going to build this season, you need 8 homegrown players. 8 players that either have been in the UK training at a UK club, I think, for at least 5 years before they turn 16. And then also, it could be 4 years. And then also just 8 British players, so Scottish, English, Welsh, Northern Ireland. They're the sort of people that count as homegrown players. I mean, Nathan Ake counts as homegrown because he trained in the Chelsea youth system from such a young age. So that gives you some idea. So we're looking at 3 homegrown goalkeepers, or 2 that are, 1 that isn't. But I think we're going to probably side on the side of the homegrown one. Daniel Bentley is one. He was linked heavily with Arsenal, wasn't he, at one point, to be their new goalkeeper. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I think they were trying to sign him from Wolves for around 100,000. In the end, I think Wolves are asking for €1 million, and his market value is €1 million. He will come as a free transfer. He's 31 and he's 71 rated, so he's quite highly rated actually at his age. So he is one of our first options. Kicking's a big part because we want a third choice goalkeeper to be called upon if needed to. I'd like someone to be experienced as well, to add some experience to the squad, like Scott Carson did. Someone who's be quite a good personality in the dressing room. That's what City are looking for. So, but kicking, yeah, is the big one. 70 kicking, that stands out to me that he is a ball-playing goalkeeper. That is something that we are looking for in the third choice goalkeeper that we do bring in. Also, other options include Loris Karius, who is a former Manchester City player. He came through our youth system, actually, Loris Karius. He played for City for some time. He's played for Liverpool, he's played for Newcastle, he's played for a lot of big clubs actually, and he does count as a homegrown player, I do believe, because he played in our youth system. So despite him being German, he could count as a homegrown player, and I think it's a bit of nostalgia really to bring Loris Karius back. I mean, he's played in Champions League finals, maybe unsuccessfully. He's played around Europe for lots of clubs. I think to bring him back because he's been in our youth system, I think he's probably got quite a good personality. He's probably quite a player that it suits this City side, I think, to be as our third choice goalkeeper. For a return to the club, I think it makes more sense to bring in Karius than Bentley because he knows the club a little bit more. Yes, he's a former Liverpool player, but he's a former City player first. And I think Loris Karius is going to be the man we make the move for as our new third choice goalkeeper. Over Bentley anyway. I mean, Bentley's got options, I mean, good kicking, but they're very even actually. Ralph Farman was the other option I went for. But Farman isn't homegrown. I think we might as well have a homegrown third choice goalkeeper. So there is Loris Karius arriving at Manchester City. Handshake with Pep Guardiola as the German returns to the side. He's returned since many years. I think it must be over 10 years since he was at Manchester City. 32 years of age now. He won't wear the number 1 shirt. I think he'll wear maybe the number 35. I think that's what he wore somewhere else. But Loris Karius to Manchester City, a free agent signing to join the club. And Loris Karius, welcome to Manchester City. You are our Scott Carson replacement. You'll probably never make an appearance at the club, but you could play a big role this season off the field. So these are all the groups looking at the FIFA Club World Cup, and there is actually some big surprise in there going to the final game of the group stage. Western United somehow top their group. Porto into Miami there. Cristiano Ronaldo are out, but it's still pretty open in that one. Group B, PSG and Atletico Madrid top the group. Central Coast and Sounders look like they will be going out. Bayern and Benfica, the top of their group. Olympiacos, they'll level on points. Benfica behind on goal difference. Chelsea, Athletic Nacional, they're top of their one. Al Hilal only behind by 1 point. Going to the final game. Inter, River Plate looking to go through, and they will go through. LAFC and also SB will be out. Through is Villa Sarsfield and Ittihad. Borussia Dortmund beaten by both. They will be going out to the FIFA Club World Cup. Niko Kovac's doing a pretty poor job there. In Group G, us and Juve will be going through. I mean, look at our record. 2 games, 2 wins, 10 goals scored, no goals conceded. Up against Juve next, decide who goes through top of this group. A draw would put us through top. Alain and Wuhan, 3 towns are out. And then finally Group H, it looks like Real Madrid are going through, but there's still chance for Salzburg, Al Hilal, and maybe even Copenhagen. If they were to get a win, they could get 4 points and still go through. So a lot of the groups are still open. But yeah, us against Juventus in the next one, we should come out, I think, winners there against Juve. A draw is good enough, but considering the form we've been in at the start of this competition, I think we'll be okay. This is how we're going to go with today against Juve. In goal starts this, and it's going to be Rico Lewis, John Stones, Ruben Diaz and Joshua Vardiel at Manchester City back 4. Ilkay Gundogan partners Bernardo Silva in midfield 2. And it's a front 4 of Savinho, captain Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland and Phil Foden. Foden and Savinho could swap sides during the game, but I've gone with it that way because Vardiel's going to be attacking and Foden's going to tuck inside. We sort of flipped it from what we usually play this way. Marmoush, Bob, Doku and Kovacic on the bench with Rodri, McAtee and Nathan Ake as well. We could see, I think, Nathan Ake come on probably for a bit of a game for himself. And James McAtee's been fantastic in this competition. He could come on as well. And also Rodri maybe. He's getting minutes by minutes a little bit more and more. And maybe if we go through, we are going to go through, in the round of 16, I think we could be starting Rodri for the first time. His first ever start since that ACL injury. Well, there is Erling Haaland, top goal scorer in this competition so far. 8 goals in just 2 games. How many more could Erling Haaland score here against Juve? So Juventus versus Manchester City, FIFA Club World Cup here, underway for the final game of the group stage. Can Manchester City come out on top here? Already you can feel the difference in the side here. They've got way more quality than the sides we've played previously. Well, they've made a mistake there, and Gundogan plays into Savinho here. And City got a bit of space here. Savinho against Lloyd Kelly. Savinho in. Haaland is waiting. It's not got quite the pace he wanted on it. A little too close to Di Gregorio. Vardiel in there, can't make the challenge. Foul from behind by Joshua Vardiel. Will be a free kick to Juve. Manchester City have started very, very poorly. Ball comes in. Guided away, it's fallen to Bremer here! And it's wide the post by Bremer. And the Brazilian is offside anyway. Edison came out to smother it, but what a poor performance by City. I mean, we've got a lot of the first team players in there today. A lot of the senior players, but it seems like with the younger players we play better. Away to Rico Lewis and back to De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Can he play a forward pass? He can do. It's a poor one. He's not someone who can play a forward pass anymore, Bernardo, is he? He's backwards Bernardo, as they call him. At times, De Bruyne. Savinho. On this far side here, Savinho. Create a bit of space for himself, De Bruyne. Onto Vardiel. Flicks it in towards Phil Foden! Oh! What a great save by Di Gregorio. City's first chance of the game. Foden for City. Good pass to Gundogan. Ilkay. Into Savinho. Beats his man Cabal. Savinho across the box here, right? The goalkeeper. Back out to the edge of the box. Bernardo Silva with a strike. Oh! What a hit from Bernardo Silva. 1-0 Manchester City. And boy, did he catch that. Pulled back to him by Savinho. I went for the power shot. And he does hit it with a power. Whew. He leathers that into the top corner, Bernardo Silva. There's no saving that for the goalkeeper. Manchester City have the lead over Juve. Better performance in this second half. Well, Coop Miners is going to come on here in the midfield for them. But Manchester City 1, Juve 0. What a strike from Bernardo Silva. Absolutely leathers that into the top corner, Bernardo. Brilliant. I mean, nice and composed there. Ruben Diaz not so much, but Phil Foden will win the flick on, I'm sure. To Bernardo Silva. He's been dispossessed by Vlahovic. Well, despite the goal, Bernardo's not played well today. Here's Dusan Vlahovic. Wide he goes here, Yildiz. Oh, through to Vlahovic. Edison with a save. Would have been the first goal conceded for City in this competition. Rodri wins it back for City, De Bruyne. And he fires into the space of Omar Marmoush here. Marmoush. Onto Rodri. De Bruyne. Rodri. Back to De Bruyne again. Route on to Marmoush. Marmoush. Marmoush makes a bit of space. What a save by Di Gregorio. He caught that, Omar Marmoush. But a good save by the goalkeeper. Outstretched right hand. Enrico. Savinho. And De Bruyne. De Bruyne to Marmoush and flicked away by the opposition. Need to be a bit more in behind that from De Bruyne. Guardiola's gone chasing, can't cut it out, but that is the full-time whistle. A 1-0 win for Manchester City in a difficult game to end the group stage of the FIFA Club World Cup. City come away as winners, and City will finish top of the group without a single goal conceded and 11 goals scored. That is a brilliant record and makes us really confident going into the knockout stages now. West Ham United won the race for Tyler Dibble, which is interesting, for only €21 million. Spurs have spent big on Ibrahima Konate of Liverpool. They've let him go for €43 million. Rudiger's back in Germany with Bayern. Real Madrid selling for €64 million. That's an interesting sign. I didn't see that one coming. Villa have signed young fullback Sava from Club Brugge, 19 years of age, only €5 million. I think that's quite a good deal for that sort of level of signing. Jacob Murphy, wow, to Juventus for €25 million. Well, they've signed Lloyd Kelly. They've now gone and signed Murphy. Boom, says Fabrizio Romano. Man United bringing a new left wing back, possibly pushing out Patrick Dorgu. They've spent big money on €67 million for Alejandro Balde. Real Madrid want Nuno Mendes of Paris Saint-Germain. We've got Cody Gakpo moving to Villa. That's a big signing, $140,000 per week. Liverpool, despite winning the Premier League, are on a bit of a revamp actually under Arne Slot. And there you can see Cody Gakpo making the move to Aston Villa. And we have been talking about James McAtee. We've managed to tie him down to a new contract. We said we wanted to do that. We've signed him on a new deal till 2030. The intention is he's going to play a big part in this side. And hopefully he can really develop like Pep Guardiola thinks he can in this team. So here's how all the groups finished in the FIFA Club World Cup. FC Porto and West United going through. Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr and Lionel Messi's Inter Miami out. Paris Saint-Germain and Atletico Madrid through. Out goes Central Coast and Seattle Sounders. Bayern Olympiacos through. Benfica and Boca Juniors are out. Chelsea and Athletic Nacional through. Out goes Al Hilal and Ulsan as well. Inter and LAFC are through. River Plate out only on goal difference, unfortunately for them, aside from Argentina. Vélez Sarsfield and Ittihad through. It is Borussia Dortmund out and Jamshedpur as well. Group H, us and Juventus go through, us with a perfect record. Wuhan and Al Ain out. And finally, Real Madrid and Al Hilal go through. It is Salzburg and Copenhagen out. Into the round of 16. This is the draw. So Inter face Olympiacos. Chelsea face Atletico Madrid. That's a big tie. Bayern against Western United. Manchester City against Al Ittihad. We will face a Saudi Arabian side. And the other teams as well are Vélez Sarsfield against Athletic Nacional, a South American outfit there, against both South America against each other. FC Porto against Al Hilal, Paris Saint-Germain versus LAFC, and two big giants going head-to-head as well in Real Madrid against Juventus. Let's get into our game against Al Ittihad. Big game. Benzema we're going to be coming up against. This is starting with against Al Ittihad today. Stefan Ortega comes in for Ederson, who is being linked with a move to perhaps this Saudi side in particular, so he doesn't start today because of that. Nunes, Kusanov, Ake and Vardiol is City's back four, captained by his first start since injury. Rodri starts in the midfield alongside Mateo Kovacic. It is Foden on the right, Doku on the left, and Erling Haaland and Mamouche partner as strikers up top. We've got James McAtee, Jack Grealish, Oscar Wilde and Kevin De Bruyne as attacking option on the bench. Nico Diaz and a return for Manu Akanji to the bench as defensive options. And this City side, I think, should be going through here in the round of 16. Well, there is the Manchester City side arriving. Erling Haaland, all eyes on him, 8 goals in his last 3 games. He didn't actually score against Juve, but he's one of the top performing players in this competition so far. So on the field, Manchester City and Al Ittihad for a big game in the FIFA Club World Cup. Who can come out on top? It is uncertain, but I'm excited to see who does come out on top here. Their side is going to have some really strong players in there. We'll look at their lineup. Karim Benzema and N'Golo Kante captains the team. They've made some big signs, haven't they? Big acquisitions, the Saudi Pro League side. And I'm sure they'll be giving Manchester City some trouble today. Our defence has to be strong against the attack they do have. But I do think their defensive area, that is something we can really get at. Well, handshake between the two teams here. Like I said, they are captained by N'Golo Kante. And I assume Karim Benzema is starting. He is. Hussam Aouar is in there. Stephen Bergwijn as well. So this is the side they go with. Rakovic and own goalkeeper. The back line looks very weak, actually. Moussa Diaby, former Villa man, in there. They do have Fabinho on the bench. Danilo Pereira as well, who you expect to start centre-back, but he doesn't today. But Diaby, Bergwijn, Aouar and Benzema, the attacking area of the team. That is what we need to be very careful of. And N'Golo Kante covering the ground in midfield. The Laurent Blanc side, they want to cause an upset, knock out Manchester City. It would be a big result if they were to do so. Rodri holds them off. Does wait really well there. Kovacic. Doku again. Doku across the box here. Phone is waiting in the middle. Phone is there. Mamouche across. Doku. Haaland. It's Rodri with a left-footed strike and it's over the bar. by Rakovic. What a chance for Rodri to get a goal on his first start for the side. Corner ball. Doku. Kovacic. Back onto Doku. He's away again here. Doku. And Doku inside. And Doku on the strike here. It's right down the middle of Rakovic, who tips the over for another corner for Manchester City. Guardiola against Diaby again. When they're running at us, that's where the issues come into our defence, really. Now Ake can't read it. It's dragged past the post by Benzema. We played best in those first two games when we stopped the counter-attack. We stopped teams running at us. That's when issues will come. We've been a little bit sloppy in the game against Juve, and Kovacic here now. City's midfield is just not the midfield we want here. Steven Bergwijn, and Kusanov stays with him. Kusanov makes it difficult. He hits it down the middle. Ortega. He makes the catch anyway. Makes the save. Nicely done by Kovacic. Phil Foden hasn't been involved perhaps as he wants to be. Foden plays in Marmoush here. No, Marmoush is in. And no, Marmoush! Good save by Rakovic. Probably should score Doku. Kovacic. Rodri hits one. And oh, he caught that, did Rodri, the captain. An opportunity for Haaland and City to run at them here. And Doku is running away. And Doku plays Erling Haaland here. And Haaland could be in. And Erling Haaland. And across the Phil Foden for a tap-in. That's fantastic from Erling Haaland. It's so unselfish. And City have the lead here in the FIFA Club World Cup. And we could be going to the quarterfinals with that goal right there. And you see the celebrations from Pep Guardiola. It means a lot to go through, I think, here. We want to win this competition after a really poor season. We want to win it. Good play. Played in Erling Haaland. Across the box from Erling. And look at that, Phil Foden for the tap in the far post. It's composed from Erling Haaland, who could try and go for goal. He's very unselfish to find Phil Foden. And that is really near half-time as well, isn't it? Press high and win it back. Marmoush, that's a little bit weak. Here's the full-back who plays it in behind Matheus Nunes. Also, we've been linked with a move to Saudi. Kusanov dives in on Benzema. He's away from him. Nathan Ake is there. Benzema with a strike. And a big save from Ortega. Great feat from the Frenchman, who's pushing nearly 40 now, isn't it? Foden. Back to Nico. Back to Foden. Here's that far side. Rodri, Nico. Joshko. Foden. Nunes. Foden. Back to Matheus Nunes here. Crossing towards Marmoush. Down towards Erling Haaland. Oh, locked away. Great save by Rakovic. Nunes back in towards Marmoush. Down again to Nico. 2-0 Manchester City. Nico has it cushioned down to him by Omar Marmoush. And he celebrates a moonbeam. 2-0 City. That is us going to the quarterfinals here. Brilliant from Nico Gonzalez, who celebrates that goal. Massive goal. Ball in by Nunes. Down by Marmoush. One touch bang. Out of his feet by Nico. He's playing. Pep Guardiola said Nico is perfect for the Ilkay Gundogan role that we saw in the treble season. A player who can do all things in midfield. And he's certainly done it there. Goal for Nico. 2-0 Manchester City. Trouble open up for the opposition there. He's a late challenge on Rodri, who has gone down injured here. That is a big worry. His first start, been clattered into. Hopefully he's okay. Foden. Marmoush. Foden. Haaland! 3-0 City. What a goal. What a fantastic goal from City. 3-0 Erling Haaland there to finish it. Gets his 9th of the competition so far in only 4 games. Phil Foden, Omar Marmoush and Erling Haaland combined absolutely spectacular there. Look at that. Marmoush flicks into Foden. Chests it down. Back to Erling Haaland. He hits it down the middle of the goalkeeper's diving. It's a simple finish. It's 3-0. And I think we will make some changes. The City are going through here. Kanji. Nico. It's good to see Manu Akanji back, who had a shaky season last year with the injuries, really. Went to De Bruyne here. On to Haaland. Back to De Bruyne. And Kevin De Bruyne. And no one's with him. De Bruyne's moving all the way in his own here. And De Bruyne pulls the trigger. And a save by Rakovic behind for a corner. De Bruyne. Nicely done, Nunes. And behind to Grealish. Across the box here. Haaland is there! Oh, Rakovic over the bar. Could have taken a touch and buried it. Well played, City. Been very controlled today. Grealish. Inside to De Bruyne. Just hasn't got the runners, De Bruyne. But he's driving through it, De Bruyne. Oh, De Bruyne, he's pulling back the ears, De Bruyne. De Bruyne turns back the ears off the post. Back to Matheus Nunes for 4-0. Well, Kevin De Bruyne should have scored there. Just worked his way through the opposition midfield. Drove through like classic Kevin De Bruyne. It comes back to Matheus Nunes, who gets his goal for today. Who's actually been quite good in this competition, Matheus Nunes. And whether he wants to stick around, I don't know. Whether he feels he'll get the game time once we make the signings. Manchester City 4, Al Ittihad 0. Another storming performance in the FIFA Club World Cup. City are going to the quarterfinals. And the form we're in, the way we're playing at the moment, yet to concede a single goal in this competition. The other teams in and around us must be looking at this City side and thinking, I'm worried that they are definitely going to knock us out because they've got the quality, they're good enough. City 4, Al Ittihad 0. And the other results are in the FIFA Club World Cup. So Inter knock out Olympiacos by 3-1. Chelsea are out, knocked out by Atletico Madrid by 3-2. Bayern drew 2-2 with Western Sydney, who have been a bit of a surprise in the competition. Bayern go through 4 on penalties. Of course, we go through 4-0 into Al Ittihad. Sarsfield knocked out there by Athletic Nacional by 1-0. FC Porto knocked out by Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal. They're out 2-1 in that one. LAFC defeated by Paris Saint-Germain 3-0. And Real Madrid knock out Juve 3-1. So it's interesting to see who we will face in the next round. Of those teams that have gone through, I'm thinking Al Hilal, Athletic Nacional, probably the two teams you want, every team wants to draw. But with the episode coming to the end, Christian McFarlane has left the club to join Luton Town on a 12-month loan. Hopefully that helps his development. Jermaine Simpson-Pouget has joined Nantes on a 12-month loan again. Hopefully maybe good for his development. And we were talking about maybe our midfield. Of course, we want a midfield controller. Ilkay Gundogan is definitely leaving the club. He's announced his departure, so we can go and sign his replacement as that midfield controller. 24-year-old Angelo still sticks out, doesn't he? As well as Adam Wharton. These are two players on our list of options, real controllers in that midfield who can dictate the tempo. Also, Samuele Ricci as well from Torino. All three stand out. They're all around a similar rating. I mean, still is probably the higher rated. Ricci's got a bit more physical statistics. He's a bit more player who can get around the field. But we've talked heavily about the fact that maybe with John Stones leaving, Grealish perhaps leaving, we need to bring in homegrown players. Homegrown players are going to be key to the side. So this Manchester City team and Hugo Viana decided that to bring in a homegrown player is key in that area. So Stiller and Ricci we decide against, and we've gone for Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton. We exploited the opportunity that Crystal Palace were relegated in this save last season, so they were getting a lot of their big players taken off them. They've lost Eze, they've lost Goyi, they've also lost Jean-Philippe Mateta as well. And now Manchester City go and take their main man in midfield and our new number 8 maybe for this season, Adam Wharton. Welcome to Manchester City for €55 million. We end the episode with a new signing. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please do like the video if you haven't already and consider joining the members club to see these extended episodes early. Adam Wharton is a Manchester City player and we've got a new midfield maestro.